Amy, I actually can't remember a time, we've both been doing this for a long time, where there are a confluence of more issues that companies are facing, particularly U.S.-based E&P companies. We're seeing, obviously, disruptions around, some of the political environment issues and tariffs, which are causing concerns around what the cost of materials and services are going to be. We're obviously seeing a narrative around the slowing growth or opportunity set in onshore maturing shale basins, which is really heightening anxiety, I think, amongst companies around what their strategies are going to be, 5 years from now. We're living through, of course, a continuous period of uncertainty around commodity prices, which, makes investment decisions difficult to make. And, a host of other things that I think brought together. We're sitting at a point right now where there's just a bit of pause. Companies are digesting a lot of information, trying to figure out what their direction and path is going to be. But, in a very workmanlike manner, as we have always seen in this industry, companies come through this and they've responded well to the challenges of focus on capital returns, migrate away from some of the historical narrative around growth. And remarkably, over the last 5 years, this industry has outperformed the S&P 500 in terms of, total return to shareholders, which is, a testament to the, resilience of the industry and the folks that work in it. So, it's a very dynamic time right now, one with, both challenges, but also, new opportunities. And I think that's what we're all excited about.
There are so many challenges in the marketplace right now. If you look at the way the business model has to evolve, one of the themes we heard during the discussion is this idea about investing in new technologies to remain investable. I thought that was fascinating, and that drives the thinking of the audience here, and the sector collaboration as they think about the ecosystem that they work in was very, very topical and important to them as they build, their strategies, and they think about how they're going to readjust capital investments and portfolios so that they can remain profitable, which will then allow them to reinvest in the business, but also take positions in technologies that'll allow them to thrive in the future, 2040, 2050, as they move toward the promise of a zero carbon or low carbon environment.
Most of the companies in this sector are going to focus around some of their core positions. How do we extract more resource out of what we have, right? How do we continue optimizing drilling programs, frac programs, refracs? How do we find the path towards recovering more oil in place through EOR and other techniques? But on the fringe of that, clearly are opportunities around electrification, around supporting data center growth. Companies are interested in pursuing nearby business models for geothermal production, and other types of investments like that, which have a lot of analogs to traditional oil and gas, and therefore, are sort of comfortable step outs. Obviously, there's been a lot of narrative around carbon capture and sequestration. Many of those projects will continue to advance, but probably with some fits and starts as the economics end up, working their way through, right? And, certainly internationally, there are different opportunities to go pursue. It's really actually quite exciting to see and to think about many of these U.S. companies that I think 5 years from now are going to increasingly be looking, out beyond our borders for exporting their expertise that they've developed in unconventionals into new geographies. And so, we're looking forward to helping and supporting those companies.